That makes sense. So you'd say that a lot, like Flat Earth, global banking things, pharmaceutical company, it's all one big conspiracy, all tied into
The
one.
whole thing. People say, not everything's a conspiracy, Dave, but it is.
Since Greek times, mainstream science has told us that the Earth is a big ball hurtling through space at about 1,000 miles an hour. But some people challenge this idea and believe that it's not a ball, but instead a flat, motionless plane. The Flat Earth movement has popped up a number of times over the years, but the latest resurgence has gained a lot more traction in pop culture than ever before, with a number of celebrities like rapper B.O.B. and Freddie Flintoff believing in the Flat Earth. People are studying and searching for their own truth about this strange concept, and it all seems very bizarre. But I'm an open-minded person, so I ask myself, could I possibly be a flat earther? Could I be convinced that everything I've been taught is a lie? Welcome to my Flat Earth.
In the flat Earth model, the Earth is like a dinner plate. Okay, it's round with an ice wall around it, which we call Antarctica. Okay, the sun and moon circle above it.
If you get the globe and just squish it down flat, just literally squish it down flat, and that's what they've done.
I spoke to prominent flat earthers Dave Murphy and Ian Leahy to hear about their ideas of the flat Earth and see whether or not I can be on board with it all. So to say, what happens outside of us? What is space?
There is no space.
There isn't a thing.
There's nothing on the firmament, really, as far as I'm concerned. The way I see it is that we're in a bubble of 3D space and time. Yeah, in this bubble, time passes, we can move around. But beyond this, well, there's no such thing as beyond. That implies space and time.
Well, I think at some time they found the edge, they found the side. So the Antarctic Treaty gets put in place in 59 and ratified, I think, in 61 by about 7 countries. Now open to God knows how many countries have signed it. No one goes there. You can go down and pay 20 grand for your little penguin visit, but you can't go on the ice shelf, you can't go up, you can't go across. There's military intervention, there's multinational forces there, and it's just a no-go.
With your own eyes, your own senses, you see the sun close. With your own eyes, you go out to the beach, you see the Earth flat. You stand here, sit here, okay? You don't feel the G-forces from spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. No, your senses tell you this is a flat, motionless Earth.
It all makes sense and seems quite logical. It all looks flat and it doesn't feel like we're moving at 1,000 miles an hour, but that's surely too simple. I spoke to Tom Williams, a PhD research student in astronomy from Cardiff University, about some of the scientific fallbacks from the flat Earth model.
Because it's actually not accelerating around this thing. We're kind of in. It's called an inertial reference frame. So imagine, you're on a train or in a car or something that's not accelerating. You don't feel that. You don't feel like you're travelling forwards at 60, 70 miles an hour in a car. It's exactly the same.
Could you explain what we're actually looking for?
Right. Well, basically, what we'd see is, if we saw a ship coming out, out of the harbour there and sailing off. Yeah. Okay. The classic idea is that we'd see the hull of the ship disappear first.
Then you'd slowly go over the horizon.
The top of the ship will sort of disappear last. But what we find is that we can follow the ship until it goes out of sight to our naked eye. But then when we zoom in with this camera, then it comes back.
It's not that
it's not gone anywhere. It's not gone over any curve.
Horizon, There weren't any boats out that day, but footage here shows that the experiment does work. The boat disappears and reappears using a high-quality zoom lens. It seems this proves the curve isn't there at all, but Tom did have an explanation for this.
You have this effect called atmospheric refraction, which affects you more the closer you are to the kind of surface of the Earth. That because you have kind of a pressure gradient as you go up from the surface, the light will actually refract. So if you're kind of 2-3 feet off the surface of the Earth and you were looking, like the light actually kind of curves around along with the curvature of the Earth.
If you go out on a day that's cloudy, with broken cloud, and the sun's out, you can see the sun rays come down at angles.
I thought that,
Yeah. Well, the point is you can actually start measuring those angles. And use a bit of trigonometry, and you can figure out exactly how high the sun is. Right? They say that if the sun was like 93 million miles away, all the light from the sun would come down parallel.
Yeah, it would be like basically exactly.
Yes. There's no way that it could come down at angles like they show.
you say there's upwards of 3,000 to 20,000 satellites or pieces of junk up there. You're seeing 240,000 miles moon, and miles away, and it's a big backdrop. You're never seeing anything go in front of it. You keep your telescope on it. You might see things that you might look at satellites, but you should see 6 or 7 a minute going round in orbit. You don't see those things.
I think, yeah, it's kind of the reason, I guess, that it's kind of become so prevalent lately is, you know, the advent of the internet means that we can share information and misinformation so much more easily. And then there's also this rise of, you know, we shouldn't trust experts because what do they know?
To become a scientist, you have to pass exams, don't you?
Yeah.
Right. So if you go into an exam with the mindset that the Earth is flat, you're not going to answer the questions right, are you?
True.
So you're not going to become a scientist, are you?
Yeah, that's true. So you're
So
kind of...
the only scientists are those who have to, as a default, believe in a spherical Earth.
Yeah, I think without any scientific background, you know, coming to the conclusion that the Earth is flat is like perfectly reasonable and logical.
A lot of what the Flat Earth movement talks about is the cover-up and the indoctrination, and question why the globe model is taught as fact. The idea of a group of people at the top hiding something from us is talked about a lot, but what could it be these shadowy figures are hiding from us?
Nothing. You're taught that nothing existed first, then nothing exploded somehow to create everything we see, everything, in an ever-expanding universe, and none of it can be proven. For the Big Bang theory, which it still is taught as fact because this is part of the brainwashing. Same as gravity's a theory. It's all taught as fact, and evolution is a theory. Again, fact. You just keep repeating it, and people keep learning, and that's it. It's a fact, and they don't know any different. But it's truly utter nonsense to think that that's how it all formed. So then you have to think, well, wow, so somebody made it.
Why? What's the theory? Why would they hide it?
What they're hiding is that we live in a created place. Yeah, we are the centre of this all. You know, there is no universe. This is it. Yeah, and you know, it's actually hiding the fact because this is a created place. There has to be a creator.
Yeah, I don't think that anyone who was in on the lie would be able to, you know, seem so convinced. Like when you talk to them about the fact that the Earth was a globe, I guess. Like people aren't that good at lying.
Yeah, of course.
The number of people that would have to be in on it and covering it up, like someone would leak it. Someone would say.
So now we've allowed ourselves to be controlled by all sorts of people claiming to have authority over us. Yeah, when you realise that you are a child of the creator of this universe, and nobody is above you, no man is above you, then you can't be controlled.
Is there a possibility it could be a globe? Do you know what I'm saying? Is that, like, because I'm open enough to kind of say every single thing we see in the world tells us the globe. That's how it works. That's how media is. That's how science is. But I'm open to the fact that it could all be some massive cover-up. Are you open to the fact that it could be a globe?
No.
Where do you sit on the other way around? Is it that you believe it's flat, but you'd be open-minded to the fact that the science that we've been told is true? Or
It's not. It's not provable. I mean, there's one thing you can do is prove it to me.
I was open to that fact for all my life.
So you were, okay, fair.
But now I can see that it cannot possibly be a globe.
If they could prove curvature and if they could prove motion as to what they're saying in their claims, I would say, yeah, okay.
With 99% of the world happily believing we live on a globe, Flat Earthers are very much up against it. But I was keen to see what it was like believing in something everyone else thinks is basically a joke.
You have a little moment, you go, oh my goodness me. And you want to tell everyone. You want to go, oh my God, listen, you're not going to believe this. We've been lied to, and it makes you sound like a loony. It makes it, all of a sudden this truth and this energy's come to you, and you want to get rid of it. You want to tell people. It's not the thing to do, because you're up against a 500-year-old lie that 99% of the people are buying as real. So yeah, when I first did it and went into the wife and the children, went, I've got to sit you down. And I told them all.
Yeah.
I said to them, shut up. Eat your dinner, you know. And it was really difficult because I couldn't tell the truth. It's very difficult. You could tell the truth to. My eldest daughter, she's got it. My middle daughter hates me for it. It's 19, 16, 13. So
16 is the kind of age you don't really want to be.
16,
Your
they
dad's,
don't, yeah. They don't want-
yeah, your dad's.
And
gonna
she's
be
terrified.
awful,
She's
yeah.
terrified that I've got a radio show coming out. She's terrified every time you do a hangout or something that she
Yeah,
might see on Facebook or something. The whole, I don't know, it fills you. It's very bizarre. I don't. It won't sound like a bloody lunatic, but it sort of fills you with an energy or a vibration that you've not been at before. And I think that's what truth does for everybody.
To be a problem.
I actually think that it's like important to question. And that's what science is at its core, I guess. It's questioning kind of things that we hold already and trying to improve upon, you know, models and theories and observations and stuff. So I think actually being skeptical is like important.
So I asked myself when I first went into this documentary, could I become a flat earther? And for meeting some of the people I've met and chatting to them, they've done a good old job of convincing me, but as much as their evidence all makes perfect sense, I don't think it disproves the globe theory. And I think they both make sense, but I think it's a different opinion rather than the correct opinion. I also don't think that the government, and however it would work, the whole idea of it, would be able to cover up such a massive, massive thing. So I'm not convinced of a flat earth, but I would love to wake up one day and be proved wrong, and we all find out the earth is flat and it's all been one massive lie. But today I don't think that's going to happen.